Like most women, there are some beauty things I've tried in the past that I seriously regret now. One of those being eyelash growth serum. If I could go back to 2016, I would have never even touched the serums. This is almost 10 years later now, and I still have side effects that I'm dealing with. Today I'm sharing why I would never use them again and what you need to know before trying one. I'll also share what I now use instead. I am not an eye doctor, I am just sharing my personal experience, my own research, and what friends have shared with me. First, I want to be specific about what is eyelash growth serum and what types are we talking about today. Lash serums are used when someone wants to thicken or elongate their natural eyelashes. The type I'm talking about today are a type that contains prostaglandins or prostaglandin analogs. A few examples of ingredients you might see are isopropyl cloprostenate and several others that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. These ingredients are used because they promote eyelash growth by prolonging the growth phase of the hair follicles. But these ingredients also have many potential side effects that we'll talk about today. But other popular brands that include one of these are Roden & Fields and Latisse. There are also many others out there. If you're using one, comment the brand name down below. In terms of brands, I personally used New Lash. There have been lawsuits to the point that now New Lash has a warning that it contains isopropyl cloprostenate, and there is a list of reported reactions. And by the way, they are still charging $100 for this. So let's talk about the major risks, because I had exactly zero clue when I was using this that I was taking a risk of changing my face and my eyes just by using a lash serum. The first risk is a permanent skin color change. When I started using this, I began developing a reddish purple line exactly where I was applying the lash serum. I didn't put it together immediately, but once I realized that it started when I was using the lash serum, and then I saw other women sharing about this, I started to get concerned. I figured that they would just go away whenever I stopped using the lash serum, but that wasn't the case for me. I continued to have them for years after I stopped. I think that the only reason I was able to actually lighten them was because I started using castor oil on those spots. I still have remnants of them on the top and the bottom, and it does bother me because I feel like it makes me look more tired. I personally would not have taken the risk had I known that I could be stuck with those. The second risk is changing your face structure. This is super terrifying to me and not something I would have risked. You may have heard about the connection between these serums and something called suborbital fat loss. This is the fat located under our eyes that gives us that youthful, full, plump look. These ingredients can affect the fatty tissue and actually start breaking it down, especially with prolonged exposure, which, by the way, all of these side effects are related to, for the most part, prolonged exposure. And then they tell you that you need to use this stuff daily to see results, and you need to continue using it or your lashes will go back to the way they were. The suborbital fat loss can make your eyes look more hollow and make us look older. I would say one of the biggest trends in beauty is having a face that is plump, youthful, has good volume. And I personally don't think that increasing your lashes is worth the risk of losing that fat that we want to keep in our face. The third risk is that it can actually change the color of your iris with prolonged use. What? You heard that correctly. That is concerning. That is majorly concerning. I would not have touched it if I had seen that alone. The prostaglandins can stimulate melanin production in the iris and can actually darken it. So especially if you have light eyes, this is a risk. The strangest thing was I remember saying to my husband a few years back, like, did my eye color change a little bit? And it's not super noticeable, but it's noticeable when it's you. Looking back at photos, I think my eyes have definitely darkened a little bit. I have bright green, blue eyes. I still have green blue eyes. It's not like they turn brown or anything, but just looking at photos, I do see a change. I always thought it was just from aging maybe, but I did not think it had to do with my lash serums. So the thing that I want to hit home here, and what I wish I knew, is that the iris color change can be permanent. So even after stopping using the serum, they're saying that this can be a permanent side effect. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Just not worth it. The fourth risk is regarding your eye health. There's a risk of eye irritation and inflammation from using these. They literally have warnings on them to not get them in your eye, which if you are applying them that close, like on the edge of your lash line, chances are at one point it's gonna get in your eye a little bit. It has been linked also to dry eyes. This is something I have had an issue with. I have had constant dry eyes ever since using those serums, and I did not put it together until I read the new warning label. These serums can disrupt your tear production and quality, which can lead to dryness, redness, and blurred vision even, which is scary. They can also contribute to a gland dysfunction called MGD, where your glands don't produce enough oil for a healthy tear film. I feel like these are things that sound kind of ambiguous, like, yeah, okay, that's a side effect. But once you're actually dealing with it, you're like, this is extremely uncomfortable and not something I would have chosen to deal with because it's pretty constant. So now we've talked about 4 major risks. There are other risks. These are just the ones that I've been affected by and I think are the most major risks that have been brought to light. But let me also mention, I said it before, these serums are expensive. So we are paying all this money for a very risky product. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you to stop using these or avoid these and not give you some other solutions for how you can support your eyelash growth. So let me tell you a little bit about what I use instead and other ways that I support my eyelash growth. For me, the safest product that works is an organic cold-pressed castor oil with a little bit of rosemary oil in it. Just like an eyelash serum, you do have to use it daily to see the results. There is a small business that I love. She uses one that has amazing ingredients. It has some other really good oils in it too. It is a brow and lash serum. I will link that one below. You can also just get a high quality castor oil and even add a drop of rosemary oil to it. Make sure that you're applying it to the lash line, that base where the lashes are. I think it could help to put some on your lashes too, but the most important part is that lash line. I'm going to include a link below for this kit that I like. It's just empty. It comes and you can fill it up. It has an eyeliner applicator that is just perfect for applying lash serums on that line. So I like to use that, put a little castor oil, a drop of rosemary oil, and use it. And then I love, like I mentioned, that other brand as well. Diet is also a really great option to support your lash growth, your hair growth, your nails, everything. A few things I want to mention are like a high quality fish like salmon that's really rich in omega-3 fatty acids, eggs that have biotin and protein, nuts and seeds like chia seeds and walnut seeds have good fatty acids, sources of vitamin C like citrus fruits, sources of vitamin A like sweet potatoes and carrots, and sources of collagen like bone broth is really great. I love a high quality chicken bone broth, and marine collagen is something that I take too, and I'll put it in smoothies. Another important point is your eyelash care. What we really want to do is lower inflammation and have a healthy eye area and avoid doing things that are pulling out our lashes. If your lashes are not falling out as much, that gives them the opportunity to grow longer and look thicker. A few questions that you can start by asking yourself, are you wearing mascara daily? If so, can you give yourself a break at least one day a week, if not maybe more? How are you removing your eye makeup when you do wear it? Are you using rough products and are you tugging at your lashes? Be as gentle as you possibly can here. I like to remove it in the shower using a really gentle makeup remover cleanser, or there's a remover I have that has really good ingredients too, and I will use that with a cotton pad. Another question, are you rubbing your eyes? Try not to touch or rub your eyes when possible because it can cause irritation or it can cause lashes to fall out. If you're like me and you suffer from seasonal allergies that make your eyes really itchy, try using a natural supplement like quercetin or stinging nettles. Those both have really helped me with my allergy symptoms and the red itchy eyes. The last question I would ask myself would be, are you using false lashes or eyelash extensions regularly? I've never used eyelash extensions, but every friend that I've had that has used them told me that it ruined their natural lashes. I think it's something you just have to be aware of as a possibility if you do it and be cautious about it. I think fake lashes are okay occasionally, like if you're in a wedding or something like that, but I do think that the glue is not helping your natural lashes. Especially when you remove it, it can pull out some of your natural lashes and it can also irritate the base. The reason I wanted to make this video was I felt truly bamboozled that I have spent over like $500 on eyelash serum and I did not get a proper warning of the risks. And knowing these now, I would have never touched it. I think it's so important to be informed about what we're putting on our faces and really demand that companies test ingredients properly before they start marketing them to us as solutions. I hope that you can learn from my experience and understand the potential risks that come with it, like changes to your skin color, changes to your eye color, and then you can make your own informed decision. Take it from me that natural solutions are a better place to start. and can actually be quite effective. Something I have learned over and over again in life is that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Let me know your own experience with eyelash serum in the comments below. I'm super curious if anyone else has had side effects that they've noticed and kind of put 2 and 2 together. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget to share this video with a friend. It really helps out my channel. If you're interested in cleaner beauty options, check out my Credo Beauty Haul video next. Can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.